What's going on, folks? Give me a sec here. Oh, give me a sec. Oh, hey, how we all doing? Well, it's rapidly coming close to the afternoon. It's a late morning haze, if you will, and there's not much of a haze going on here. Not much of a haze, I'll tell you that. It's raining. It's raining, and hence why I'm here. I'm stuck inside. I will melt in the rain. Well, not really, but and it just sucks. It really does, man. It really does suck. It sucks because I have the day off. I have the day off and it's raining. I wanted to go out and explore and shoot some vid. And I mean, I could do it in the rain, but it sucks. I mean, I don't want to ruin my Pocket 3. I can ruin my iPhone because I don't give a shit. It's time for a new one anyways. Thank you, Admit. I'm glad you guys take a load off my mind too. So right back at you. But thank you. Really appreciate knowing that I make somebody's day a little better anyways. It's I understand you guys. Yeah, you guys are going through a crazy heat wave over there. I think, what do they call it? Calling it like a heat dome? You guys got like a heat dome going on? Yeah, Barry. What? And by the way, I gotta say hi. I said hi in chat, but I'm gonna say hi. Michael, always good to see you, of course, brother. Hope you are well, doing great. Priority Demon. Thanks for popping in, and of course, Admit you're always great. Thank you again. Pomp, what's going on? And of course, Barry. Barry, it's great to see you, man. It's been a while, and like I'm glad to hear everything is you're doing well over there, sir. Hey, Safari, how are you? Good to see you, man. Really appreciate you popping in. Who else am I? I gotta make sure I get everybody here. I know I missed somebody. Come on, who did I miss? I think I got everyone. Go right back to the start. You know what? If I missed you, I'm sorry, but I think I did get everyone. I did get everyone, I think. Anyways, you guys are going through a heat wave over there, and it really sucks. But normally we're the ones that are going through the heat wave. We're supposed to get some heat going on later on this month. Well, we're near the end of the month, anyways. I think, but next week they're saying next week we're going into July. And of course, it's kind of weird because this weekend is my birthday weekend. Ooh, my birthday's on a Monday. Sucks. It just sucks. But it's on a Monday, but whatever. And then a couple days later, you have Canada Day, which is a Wednesday. It's midday. It's hump day. So we got Wednesday off. Ooh. And then, of course, you got the 4th of July down in the States. 250 years. Hey, Fright Night, how's it going? Yeah, 250 years down south. So they're celebrating as well. It's a crazy week. But anyways, I might do a birthday stream, maybe on Saturday night. Maybe this Saturday night here. Maybe we'll see how things go. I was going to do it Sunday, but Sunday, too much going on Sunday, and I don't want to have to rush home to get in and do it. So quite possibly, maybe this Saturday night, I'll probably do a birthday stream, and of course, you're all welcome, of course, to pop in and say hi and everything else, and whatever goes with birthday streams. It won't be as eventful as Alex's Burrito Fest, but anyways, uh, yeah. So maybe this Saturday, and you know what? Maybe just maybe, if I'm in great shape, I'll fucking have a beer or two. It's just been so trying the past 6 months. And you know me, I love to have a beer or two during our chats here live, and it wasn't feasible. I couldn't because of medication and everything else. So hopefully, if all works out, you know, I'll be able to have a couple of beers and just celebrate. You know what I mean? So yeah, that it'll be fun to do that. So as I was saying, it's raining here. It's just one of those. It's one of those light rains, but the annoying rain. It doesn't want to go away. It doesn't want to stop. It just and when it does stop, within seconds, minutes, it starts back up. I mean, I took Oz out for a walk earlier before I started this, and I took him to a park that's close by, and somebody had left an orange soccer ball. Well, over there in the UK, call it football. Um, and to be honest, I don't know how he reacts to soccer balls. He, for some odd reason, he's very intimidated by like a larger ball. Small ball, no problem, but this soccer ball, it's just intimidated. But anyways, I started kicking it around, and he actually went after it, and he was actually playing with it. I'm like, wow, what's going on? This is unlike you, Oz. This is unlike you. You don't you don't normally do this. So it was good. It was good to see. It was very encouraging to see him playing with the soccer ball, No error caught anywhere. Yeah. Hey, Adrian, how's it going? Good to see you, man. So he's opening up, which is cool. He's just at my side, just resting now. He pooped himself out with the soccer ball because he was playing with it for a bit, and quite like, because the thing is, it's one of those. It was a foam one. It wasn't like a leather soccer ball, so it was a toy, and somebody left it in the park, and of course Ozzy had figured out a way to start chewing it apart. So after a while, he's like, the hell with this shit. I'm going to tear it apart. So I had to take it away from him. But I think now that I know he's pretty comfortable with soccer balls, I'll probably buy him a legit soccer ball. Maybe grab him one of the FIFA World Cup replica soccer balls. I'm not even a FIFA guy. I'm not much for soccer. I played soccer 1 year for one season in my childhood. I was mostly a baseball guy and hockey. But you know what? 1 year I decided to play soccer, and it was just absolutely disastrous. I was so fucking lost. It was hilarious. Football. Sorry, Pump. Football. But I have to explain to you, football over here is different. So I gotta call it soccer. But yes, football in the UK or over in Europe. So yeah, so I played one season, and it was disastrous. I was just like totally fucking lost. Right. I had the speed and the agility and all that kind of shit, but just like, the know-how. Like I was, just getting used to the game. And I just, yeah. it wasn't for me. It just didn't. Yes, footy. I just said no. I'm gonna go back to baseball. You know, rest of the world, LOL. I understand that. How about if I go soccer/footy? Is that better? Because we know it as soccer. Hey, Fredo, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I'll go for a little while today. Like I said, it's absolutely horrible outside. It's actually coming down pretty steady. It looks like it wants to clear up. I don't know. It's just one of those days where it'll clear up for a couple of minutes, and then all of a sudden, rain, 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 rain. Rain, 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 rain. Let me just look at the forecast. Yeah. Stop. Okay. So, I hate when it does that. Oh, okay. So yeah, 90% between now and let's see. Pretty much all day. All day. All day. And turning into T-storms, thunderstorms. Wonderful. So yeah, it's just going to be an absolute shitty day. Absolute shitty day. It's not surprising though, because I pretty much expected it. Like I said, I was hoping that the forecast would change. I mean, like I said, you know how these weather specialists, if you will, they're a lot like psychics, right? 2 to 4 millimeters of rain between now and late afternoon. Not a lot, but then it continues into the evening. It's a big cell. It's a pretty big cell. And it just absolutely, it just like it keeps coming. It's slow moving. Very slow. Ooh. That kind of sucks, man. Sorry to hear that. American football is rugby for pussies. Why? Because they wear equipment. So what do you think? If you wear equipment, do you think people that only psychologically makes people want to hit you harder? Or do you think psychologically somebody would kind of pause and go, "Oh, I better not, too hard because I might hurt myself." I mean, there's a lot of I mean, you get a lot of that in hockey too, right? With the equipment. I mean, for years, players never wore helmets, right? And now they want, for years they've been wearing helmets, and a lot of the game has sped up over the years as well, but there's been a lot of really bad injuries, really bad hits especially from behind, causing, really bad concussions and brain trauma, so on and so on. And I mean, do you think it's because, they figure, most players figure, well, they're wearing equipment, so they'll be okay, sort of thing? No, I know that, Pump. I know that. That's I was just trying to get, kind of psychological sort of know-how, because I mean that's the studies are like that. It's like equipment versus not equipment. I mean, the less equipment, do you think people, players would have more respect? Hey, Laura, how are you? More respect towards another player when they go in for a hit or tackle or whatever, hockey a hit. Because if any of you know about hockey and how it's notorious for fights, hockey fights they always break out. And a lot of these players, even though they're getting into a fight, a lot of it's a show. They have respect for each other. So what they'll do is they'll take their helmets off, right, and they'll just wail away on each other, and just until one of them just says, "Okay, enough," right? But then there's other players that, just they leave their fucking helmets on. Well, take your fucking helmet off. When I played the ball, it was a lot heavier. Yeah, a lot of things obviously in a lot of these sports have changed, becoming more lighter, a lot faster, you know. Uh and you kind of go, oh well, holy shit! Like, how much faster can a human being go? You know, and then they're like, well, it's fucking performance enhancing drugs. Of course, that was a big thing, you know, in the 80s and 90s, with all sports, and then of course, obviously with the Olympics, people being um, banned from Olympic sports because of taking these drugs, if you will. But I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of athletes that have taken these drugs and they're paying the price for health wise, down the road. So I mean, is it karma? I mean, it's ultimately your choice if you want to take the drugs or not, right? I mean, these enhancing drugs for whatever sport you're a part of. So I mean, and I know that there's been some talk about because I know there's a competition out there now, kind of like the Olympics, but people are allowed, the athletes are allowed to be on enhancing performance drugs. There's no ban on these drugs. So of course there's going to be studies being done. Obviously, is it hey, should the Olympics scrap it, or should these sports scrap drug testing? Right? I mean, when and I'm not even going to get into the political side of things, because I mean it's not worth it. And now it's lighting up here. It's the sun is kind of coming out, and the rain is lightening up a bit, and that's going to be for like 5 minutes. I don't know, Laura. Is it raining down your way? Are you getting a storm there as well? Like let me just look here. Yeah, the storm looks like it. The cell looks like it might be close to your way as well. It's a fairly large cell, but it's been just shitty. It's like I said. So far, it's been shitty. I just wanted to get out today, and if it stays like this, I might be calling this shorter than I thought I would, and just get out there and film something. Hold on. Okay, just read the chat here. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, there's metal. Everything used to be metal, right? Everything, and now a lot of that is plastic. You know, you look at a lot of things, stuff that you buy on a daily basis. Equipment, all sorts of stuff. The amount of plastic as opposed to metal is just increasingly. The gap is widening. It's just ridiculous. Your temperature is 38. Holy crap! But is it 38? Feels like 38. Let me look. I'm just gonna look here, because right now here, 16 feels like 16. And because of the rain, there's no humidity really. But the rain stops, the humidity just kicks in, and it gets really, really fucking hot. But it's not till Tuesday of next week that it'll be 27, but feels like 35. And then so Canada Day, which is July 1st, Wednesday. Get this. This is what I mean. It is fucking insane. So the temperature will be a max of 30 degrees Celsius, but because of the humidity, it's going to feel like 41. 41. It's just insane. So the next few days, it's going to be like that. High 30s, low 40s. So let's see. Hold on. So the UK, I'm looking at it now. Okay, so I'm looking at London, just as an example. It's saying right now, currently, it is 29, feels like 31. So you get slight humidity, according to this. But tomorrow, holy shit, tomorrow. Wow. Yeah, you guys are. And I mean, you guys are not doing. You guys don't normally have to deal with this, do you? Like, I mean, on a regular basis, right? Here, like right now, this is when things start to heat up here. Usually, it takes a storm or a weather system to break the trend, and for the humidity to kick in, and that's what's happening right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I know. That's what I mean. It's definitely a different heat. I mean, you guys don't have high humidity like here. Like the heat here is a huge amount of humidity because the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes bring in um, a massive amount of humidity because, like I said, where I'm at, I'm surrounded by the Great Lakes, right? Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, and Lake Huron, and even Michigan. Well, not well, Michigan to a certain extent, but it's just insane. It's just insane. But you feel it in the house, and I do feel it here in the studio. It's just really, really, it's warm in here. Hey, else? He's just relaxing, lying down. Yeah, you feel it in the house. I've got the windows open, but still, the humidity indoors is quite a lot as opposed to outside. It's still raining, but it's the the sun is kind of wanting to come out, but it doesn't. It's not going to come out because of the clouds. But I don't know. But anyways, I like I said, I had planned to go out today. I was going to go um I was going to go out to Darnley Mill, an old grist mill um, that is pretty cool. And I was going to do a live from there, but like I said, I couldn't really do it because the fucking rain. Right, and I was going to shoot some content for you guys. I wish I had more time to shoot content. I just don't have time, with work and everything. I mean, the next I could probably do Monday. Let's see. Let's see how Monday looks. Monday looks really good. It's going to be fucking hot though. 26 feels like 31. So that will be my birthday present to you guys. So I'll probably go out during the day on Monday and shoot some content. And like I said, I'll probably do like I said, I'll probably do a birthday stream maybe on Saturday night. Hey David, how are you? Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting us as well, David. Really appreciate it. Like I said, both Chris and Mark are cool. Like I said, I mean I do, you know, not getting into the drama things, but I just I enjoy Mark's content, and I just like I said, I'm just whatever happened. That's between who is involved there, and I'll just leave it at that. But as a person, I do. Mark's a good guy, so I have no issues with Mark at all. Uh, uh, Somerset at the moment. Hey, Mr. Wills, how are you? Good to see you, sir. And again, yeah, we're gonna have to set you up for the new season, buddy. Catch up, new book and everything. We'll have to bring you and John on for sure. Like I said, we'll chat in in greater detail over the summer. And maybe perhaps we'll start off the new season 19 with you guys. Possibility, right? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what's going on. But yes, I'm wearing my Mindset Podcast t-shirt. Got dog fur everywhere. In tribute to one hell of a classic guy, Gareth Davies. And if you guys don't know who Gareth Davies was, I highly suggest you go over to Mindset here on YouTube and watch what what is still there. You know, I mean, Gareth was an amazing dude. You know, very inspirational. I mean, Alex and I were kind of like, let's see, kind of like, what do we want to do with the show? You know, like it was radio only. Oh, don't tell me they took it down. No, it's not down. I just gotta look. Hold on. Better not be down. Come on. You're kidding me. No. Don't tell me it's down. Don't tell me it's down. Hold on a sec. I have to go into my archives here. Okay. The vaults. Lockdowns. Unfortunately. Yeah, hold on a second. No, there's absolutely no way. His channel must be still up, guys. I am not seeing it anymore. Please do not tell me they took down Mindset Central. Come on. Mindset. Okay, no, thank God. Okay, so here's Gareth's channel. Right? Educate yourself, dudes. Educate yourself. You know, absorb the info that, you know, is left before he passed away. And whatever you do, do not decide its fate on Gareth's last live stream, the 6th stream. Guys, don't dive into the Mindset Mornings, dive into the Mindset podcast. You know, the mornings is something that Gareth brought together when he started broadcasting on YouTube. He also did, you know, his Friday Night Howls. I know a lot of you remember his Friday Night Howls. where it was like an open style pub environment. It was a lot of fun, and people were able to let loose, and it was great, right? And then you have the classic mindset lives, and the podcast itself, which he had you know had put up there. You know, unfortunately, not all of them, but to give you an idea of the mindset. So do check that out. Sub to it, and yeah, absorb the info, because people like Ben Emlyn Jones, Reese Cook, who he did their Paratalk podcast, which that's another person we need to get back up on the show, Reese Cook. And again, guys, if you're not sub to the Paratalk podcast with Reeves Cook, Reeves has done a wonderful job, an amazing job with taking it under his wing, and carrying on without Gareth. I mean, Gareth would be absolutely pleased on how well he's been doing good. It's he does an amazing job. So that's the Paratalk podcast. I'll put the link in a sec here for that, for you guys to check that out, please. Reeves does a lot of hard work. He's very dedicated, and what I missed, so I got caught off with the conversation. Nothing really, Laura. I was just going through the I'm wearing the Mindset podcast, which was our good friend Garrett Davies' podcast, that pretty much sparked a lot of other ideas, really. But yeah, he passed away. Oh, holy crap! What was it 2021? This August? Yeah, this August. Jesus, 5 years. This year? Yes. My God. Wow. Passed away due to COVID. Yes. Related. He had underlying issues. I believe he had kidney issues. But ultimately succumbed to it, and pretty sad, but and it was very unbelievable. And I've told you guys the story a million times about first meeting Gareth and really hitting it off. And he was a part of the evil cabal. He too was. In fact, my evil cabal t-shirt is still not showing up. I'm kind of pissed. But from what I understand, it's finally shipped. Let me just see where it is now. Guys, grab an evil cabal t-shirt or a Mothman t-shirt. Oh my God, they're both cool. I really love how they turned out. Well, I'll tell you more about the evil cabal when it shows up, but apparently it looks really cool, and it does look cool. En route. Yeah, so because it's international, it's shipping from California. It's currently probably in flight. It's probably here now. It's probably touched down in Canada. Gone through customs screening, probably. It's last updated. What's today? The 25th, so 3 days ago. So it's probably already here in Canada. It just hasn't been updated. Well, it hasn't been updated. The last update was the 22nd. But man, they take fucking forever. These guys take forever. I'm not too happy with the merch store. I heard him on Paratalk. Yes, him and Reeves Cook were the co-hosts of the show. And again, it was a Gareth Davies idea. He wanted to do a show strictly on the paranormal. Mindset podcast was a little bit of everything in terms of really making you think. Primarily on UFOs, aliens, all that kind of stuff. But getting into some really controversial stuff. Some of the comments, it's just absolutely horrendous, Steve. Like I said, do not take what a lot of the trolls left comment wise on Gareth's last show, his 6th stream. Again, that's the problem with YouTube and social media. People like that just come out of the woodwork, and quite literally, we all have opinions. I get it, but you know what? Some people just like to fucking express their fucking idiocity and blurt it out, and just like and primarily to spark reaction. But and it's a shame, because I'll tell you right now, Gareth was nothing those trolls fucking said or mentioned. Steve, how was Basis? It looks like a really cool conference sort of thing. Did you guys bump into Ben Amlin Jones as well? Because I know you were there with Matt, weren't you? And Matt did guest speaking, which was cool. Let me just, I'm going to put this up, so anybody wants to come up, by all means, you're more than welcome to come up. I'll pin it. And the reason why I mentioned Ben Amlin Jones is, again, he was a regular on, what the hell? You can't pin? What the heck is going on here? Oh, there we go. Just had to get caught up. There's a pin to the top. Because Ben Amlin Jones was a fixture on the Mindset podcast, along with Joe. We haven't had Joe on such a long time, and I know Joe took Joe Dunn really took Gareth's passing really hard. He's and it's taken him a while, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. And who else? What's his name? I can't remember his name. Oh, there's another Canadian dude who is really right winged. It's from out west. What do you expect? I shouldn't say that, but whatever. Like I said, I don't get into politics. And of course, I introduced Gareth to Justin Del Rio, and they really hit it off too. Because I mean, you guys know and have witnessed Justin. He can really talk, man. He's a wealth of knowledge, though. So I mean, him and Gareth really hit it off too. So in fact, he was on mindset a few times, which was cool. And then, of course, we did all the lockdown shows here and on the mindset podcast of the mindset network, live network, however it was, whatever. But yeah, Steve, how was bases? Was that cool? Was that you know it looked, like I said, it looked like a really, really cool setup. And that's every year, right? Bases, that's a yearly thing. On ufology and UFO related stuff, which looks, where is it? Is it in the same place all the time? Bases? I don't know. Is it in and around the same area, or they go all over the place? They set it up in a different location each year, or I don't know how that works, but it looks cool, whatever it is. Looks cool, whatever it is. Bases. Let me see. Hold on. Bases. Disclosure conference. Last year was in December. Give me a website. Give me a website. That's just a ticket thing. Is there no website for this thing? I can't even find a website for the Basis conference. Okay. I don't know. I give up. I give up. Let's see here. Okay. Basis is cool. I was only there Sunday morning. Oh, okay. That's right. Happy Father's Day, by the way. I know it's gone, but went to support Matt, who did talk there. Also bumped into Ben. Yeah, Ben's a good guy. I like Ben. He's another person we got to have back on the show, Ben. It's been a while. Long time. James, sir. It's good to see you. Hope you're well, my friend. Don't give up, Steve. Never give up. I will never give up. I don't give up. No way. God, no. I will not give up, sir. I will not give up. But it's good to see you, sir. Great to see you. And again, link is there for anybody who would like to come up. Completely open. You don't want to listen to my rhetoric, my insanity. You don't have to apologize for anything, buddy. You don't. I don't want to hear an apology. There's none necessary. It's just good to see you. Uh, okay. What the hell? Okay. So, anyways, I've been looking, and maybe I don't know, Steve, you may know. I don't know. I asked Matt because Matt is good at his techno shit, and I've been scouring and looking at reviews and techs, specs, all sorts of shit on drones, primarily DJI, of course. And I'm kind of like on the cusp of pulling the trigger and buying a drone finally. I've been saying it for years. I need to get a drone. Need to get a drone. I think I'm at the point where I want to grab one, and I've been looking at. Let's see. I've been looking at the DJI Mavic 4 Pro. That's the one I'm kind of looking at. I mean, yeah, it's pricey, but that's fine. I mean, like I am one that would go. I don't like to skimp out because if you buy something, the only thing I'm concerned about is this tri camera bit. And the reason why I'm concerned about the three camera bit is, I mean, how accurate would that actually be? And then down the road, one of the cameras malfunctions. I don't know. That's the only thing that concerns me about this. Having the tri camera bit. I mean, it gets great ratings, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm just you know you know one's a 70 millimeter medium tele camera, and the other one's a 168 millimeter, and then a 28 millimeter Hasselblad camera. See, I don't know. I'm kind of to me, the fact that they're all different kind of makes me weary a bit. And that's me. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's legit or not to be worried about something like that. That's why I'm kind of like, I'd like to have some sort of input. So I shot a message to Matt to see what he says. Because I do respect Matt's you know opinions on this kind of stuff, because I mean, he obviously knows his stuff. And flying drones for as long as he has, he kind of knows, experience wise too. So I do kind of, like I said, I'm sitting on the fence as to what I'm going to get, but that's the one I'm looking at. But again, the only thing that really concerns me, again, like I said, is the three camera bit. Um, I've only got Neo 2, which does me fine. Magic. Okay. Thank you for that, Steve. Yeah, that's another thing. Restrictions, right? Yeah. And now I know they're updating their guidelines here. I think it's September. I think the new guidelines go into play in September of this year for drone usage here. So I don't know. I like again. I have to kind of look more into that as well. Because I look at the flying spaces, the zones, and everything else, and I mean, it's like where the hell can I fly this thing? Where can I fly it? It just it's the restrictions are ridiculous. And I know a lot of people defy those, and it's quite simply because they're flying low. It's not like they're getting into airspace that would affect anything, and that sort of thing. But I don't know. Got to look at do my full research on it. But like I said, I don't know. I I I I'm I am quite happy with one that works relatively well. Shoots. Uh, I'm not too worried about 4K, although 4K would be awesome. High def 1080p obviously is preferred because let's face it, 4K is just incredibly fucking. The files are just ridiculous. You know, so I don't know. The new DJI. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, let's see. Maybe I'll look at that. Hold on. Did I look at that? I might have looked at that. I don't know. Hold on a second. Let me see. But okay, let me look at this. Combo pack. It actually looks pretty cool. Yeah, you know what? Welcome back. That actually looks really cool, Steve. Thanks for pointing that out. I'm just reading the specs and everything else. Yeah, under 249 grams. Video transmission of 15 kilometers. Reliable 15 kilometers. Item details. Wow. Yeah. It actually looks really cool. It looks cool. Hello, sir. How are you?
How's it going?
I'm going. It's going good, sir. It's going good. It's like a beautiful rainy day here, so it's as good as it's gonna get, right?
Yeah, we're done with the rain down here. We had a really bad flood scare two, yeah, 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's been very, very hectic down here where I'm at. A lot going on. Uh, but yeah, no, it was raining pretty good. Creek was coming up slowly. Just got out of the banks, and as soon as it gets out of the banks, that's when we got to start packing up. Uh, but luckily, the rain just stopped and everything's back to normal now. So
Yeah,
breathing easy.
because that's right. You're close to like a river, right?
To a river and a creek
Yeah.
and a runoff that runs into the creek. When that runoff and that's what I was calling the creek.
Yeah.
When that runoff starts to get out of its banks, that's when we have a problem.
Insane, man. Insane. It's just like I here it's been very unsettled right now. It's just incredibly unsettled. And like I said, usually things kick off about late June, and then it really starts to get really humid here, and that's when the weather really gets creative.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about tornadoes. Like this area here is bad for tornadoes too. Like when you're in the middle of all the Great Lakes like this,
Hmm.
it's like a breeding ground for
Oh wow.
tornadoes, right? And lightning, like I was saying, a few days ago, lightning is really bad here too. Like, I mean, we're not just talking about average lightning. It's like strike after strike after. Like, holy crap! So, like I said, I could
Hmm.
go out today and film something or whatever else, and then within, it's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
The Ontario weather here is just so unpredictable. Like, it could be, one minute it's beautiful, sunny, and then all of a sudden, within minutes, this cloud formation,
Hmm.
rolls in, and then bang! Oh, wait a sec, we did a total 180 here. Or what? What's going on?
So you have weather kind of like it is here, and I live right in what they call Tornado Alley.
Hmm.
Uh, Actually, been inside one tornado. Well, it wasn't fully touched down, and it wasn't very big, but I could actually see the wind going horizontal. Okay, it was interesting, amazing. Don't want to do it again, but at the same time, I want to do it again. Uh, but yeah, down here, the phrase that we have is, if you don't like the weather in Texas, wait 5 minutes,
Hmm.
and it's just like that. I actually went through one morning. It was in April, several years ago. I
Hmm.
started the day, had to scrape ice off of my car windshield while I was bundled up. By that evening, I was sweating down to shorts, no shirt. The whole day just went through all four seasons at once.
Yeah, it's incredible how quickly weather patterns can change. Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Like today, it's supposed to rain all day, and then develop some T storms in the afternoon around now, actually. But most of the time that shit doesn't really come into play. It's just, oh, well, it was favorable for it. It was supposed to happen, but things changed. It
Hmm.
moved to the north, or move to the east or whatever, so we're okay kind of bit. That's what I mean. Things change so quickly. But when it does get bad here, it's just like wow. It's just wow. Like now it's getting dark, very dark here now.
Yeah, you're around all that, all them lakes. That humidity is what really does the job there.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely. Like I mean, it's ripe for humidity,
mhm.
and like I said, usually the end of June, things really kick off. I mean, it gets really intense in uh, late July into August. It's just we're talking about what in the 40s here, and I don't know what's that. That's 104, I guess, Fahrenheit, something like that.
40 to that is 104 Fahrenheit.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's like a regular thing. But the thing is, it'll say it's like in the 90s, but because of the humidity, you might as well knock on another 10 degrees, right? Usually,
Oh
it's
yeah,
about 10 to 15 degrees more because of the humidity. It's just insane.
yeah. That's the beauty of a psychrometer. They actually show you what the temperature is going to feel like based on the humidity in the area, and it's an awesome tool to have. Uh, but yeah, it's the relative humidity. It's going to change how everything feels. That's why it can be 104 degrees over in Arizona, and people are walking around in long sleeve shirts and they're not sweating. Well, there's no humidity.
Yeah, it's just straight heat.
Yeah.
I remember, doing, the road trip and stopping in, I think it was Needles, California, which is on the border of California and Arizona. It was
Hmm.
right down there, along the Colorado River. And
Okay.
yeah, I remember, we stopped for the night. It was like 9 o'clock at night. And we're like, okay, let's stop here and grab a hotel room and just take it easy for the rest of the evening before we move on, because we were headed to your way out to, well, closer to you in Austin. We were going to stay in Austin for a couple of days,
Okay.
and I remember stopping and because we're in the truck all day long and got the AC going, blah blah blah. I just remember getting out of the truck and I'm like, holy crap! It was like a brick wall of heat. I'm like, it's 9 o'clock at night. What the hell, man? This is goddamn insane. Because you're so used to the AC, right? Get out,
Hmm.
you're massive. I can't even walk through this. It's so heavy, right? But it was just heat, no humidity. Walked inside into the into the hotel, and we're talking with the lady there, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's cooled down." I go, "Cool down? This is cool? You call this cool? Holy shit!" Oh yeah, it was like 114 or 115. What? Holy crap, man! This is insane.
Yeah, you would have
Yeah.
been 3 hours and 30 minutes away from me there.
What, in Austin?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you're more north of Austin, right?
I'm actually just north of Houston.
North of Houston. Sorry. And yeah, like that. But I'll tell you, man. It, you know, Going on about that road trip, I remember, driving from there. We drove from there the very next day. We drove from there to El Paso. What a fucking eye opener that is.
That's quite a drive from right there.
Yeah, but I mean El Paso, fuck, man. We said we got to stop here. We're not going to go any further because from El Paso to Austin, that's quite a trip. What is it, like 3-4 hours, something like that?
Let's see, according to this, it is 8 hours and 46 minutes. That
Yeah,
is
sorry.
587 miles.
Yeah, it was quite the road trip, and it's just like flat. It's just like there's nothing there really. But fucking El Paso, holy shit, what an eye opener that was. And the Rio Grande was all dry. There was nothing in it.
Oh wow.
There was nothing in it, and like I said, you could quite. I don't know what the the city across in Mexico. I don't know the name of it, but you could see it. It was like clear as day, right?
I'm
But
zooming in on the map here. Let's see. Right on the other side. I don't know if I can pronounce that right.
yeah,
But I'm sorry to everybody. I'm gonna butcher this.
but
Ciudad Juarez. I
yeah,
get
something like that. But
I
I'm
get the
like,
Juarez.
I'm like, we got this hotel. We got this hotel room, and me, being a big craft beer guy, I was saying, I had a cooler full of beer that I was bringing from California, right? And we were gonna leave it in the truck, and I'm like, fuck no, I'm not leaving that in the truck. There's no fucking way, not around here. I'm not leaving it in the truck. It's coming into the hotel room. Fuck.
Yeah, definitely don't leave anything in like that in your vehicle anywhere.
No, fuck no.
Yeah,
No
hotels are
way.
the worst places. I mean, that is the number one location to have your trailer stolen. At one time, I did pressure washing for the HEB stores in this area.
Hmm.
You remember HEB because
Yep.
you've been to one of them.
Hmm.
But the where they have like the produce or the lunch meat or the milk or something like that, they call those curtain coolers because it's a
Yep.
curtain of cool air.
Hmm.
So we would wait till the stores were closed at night, dismantle them, pressure wash everything,
Hmm.
put it back together, and have it done by morning. And we would stay at La Quinta Inns because the company I worked for had to deal with them.
And that's
Uh,
where we stayed.
yeah, and nice hotels. I love those hotels. They're
Yeah.
great.
Hmm.
But the trailers, we had to go through huge lengths to back these things in just right, park the vehicles in such a way that nobody could steal them because they will steal any trailer that you have. If they can unhook it, it's gone.
Mm.
And there's no security that's going to help or save
No.
anything because those cameras are horrible.
Mm.
So,
Half the time they're not even on anyways. They're not working.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, what's the point, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I'll tell you, man. It was definitely in a seedy part of El Paso.
I believe it.
It was very seedy. It was like I'm like, oh, are we okay here? Like this is not. I felt like I was in like an episode of Dog the Bounty Hunter.
But to be
Oh
fair, I mean that kind of suggests that there's a place around El Paso that's not seedy. Um,
yeah.
it's just that corner of Texas. I'm sorry, it just is. I'm going to be honest about it. Uh, El Paso and everything within about 200 miles is completely seedy.
Oh, I no doubt. I mean, what we experienced, I was like, holy shit.
Hmm.
Like we were gonna stay in actually stay in New Mexico there, but we decided to drive an extra couple hours. You said, I'll let's just drive a couple more hours, and of course El Paso was the next major thing, and it's like, oh, do we want to stay here? Yeah, I don't want to
Hmm.
drive anymore. The next time, of course, that's not going to happen. But
Right.
it was a good thing, anyways, because I mean, driving from El Paso to Austin, oh my god, what a what a trip that was, in
Hmm.
itself, because they had that highway checkpoint,
Yeah.
and wow, that was I don't know if I probably told you about this, but that's like a fucking eye opener in itself, man.
Hmm.
It's like going through a border fucking. It's like going through customs,
It
right?
kind of is,
Yeah,
and and the thing about it, from where you drove in Austin over to El Paso, you actually crossed a time zone.
yeah, 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 yeah. Quite
And
literally.
that's how long your trip was, and in the same state. And just
Yep,
to give people an idea, Texas is huge.
it is huge. It's massive.
You know, you're crossing time zones just to get across this. But yeah, the driving will tire you out, and they do have checkpoints because it is so big.
Hmm.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that's the particular reason, but that's the only thing I figure out.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like literally because I was on a road trip with my father-in-law, and he was driving at the moment, and we get stopped here, and they're coming out with their guns and everything else, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty interesting, man. And we're not talking about small ass guns, we're talking about fucking machine gun, the fucking whatever AK-47s or whatever the fuck they were.
Yeah,
And they're like,
that,
yeah, you got ID.
mhm.
Yeah. Where are you from? Canada. Okay. You got your passport. I had mine on me. He had his packed away. So he's
Mm,
like, yeah, it's in my suitcase. I can get it. Nope, don't get out of the car. I'm like, okay, great. But he needs his passport. What do you want us to do, right?
right.
you know? And I said, I got my passport. He's got his driver's license. So are you okay with that? And he goes, I'm okay with that this time, but the next time, make sure you both have your passports.
Yeah,
Right?
because the driver's license number, he can cross-reference that, and that's
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like, okay, yeah. And, thankfully, he let us go. But holy shit, man.
Hmm.
And they were fucking around. And I don't blame them because, the problems.
Yeah,
Right?
there's a slew of them here.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I mean that like that at any border, really. It's just, and it wasn't even a border, but still, I'm like, wow. But yeah, like I said, it was an intriguing road trip. Texas is beautiful, though. Like I said,
Hmm.
although it was that part of the trip was long, and it just seemed like, okay, are we there yet?
Yeah, because you were on the desert side of it, and
Yeah,
there's nothing there. And south of where you were driving is the King Ranch, which is massive.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's just let's see, to get to El Paso from where I live is 11 hours.
Wow, 11 hours, eh? Wow.
So you drove 944 kilometers.
Yeah, I know. It took the better part of the day, and we said, oh, okay, are we going to stay in San Antonio, or are we going to stay in Austin? And we decided to stay. We grabbed a place in Austin.
Hmm.
I was able to book a hotel there, and we said, okay, well, we'll stay here for a couple of days, and then we'll trip on down to from Austin. We were going to go to New Orleans, and that was a nice drive. New
Oh, yeah.
Orleans, New Orleans is definitely an intriguing city as well. But holy, it's nice though. I mean, the French Quarter, because we were staying in an old, oh my god, an old French plantation home. Oh, it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and
Oh, yeah.
right just north of the French Quarter. You can just walk there. You're there within
Hmm.
minutes, and let me tell you, the pickpocketing was in abundance. You really had to watch yourself.
Yes. And they stay over there mainly because of the casinos.
Yeah,
That's where they
because
really make their hauls.
yeah, casinos and tourist traps and all
Hmm.
that fun stuff. But yeah, cool place. I mean, again, like as long as you're aware of your surroundings, it's great.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah. I
know.
went over to there's a little town called Ennis.
Yeah.
It was not too far from Kinder.
Okay.
Uh, and that was with the first team that I was doing ghost hunting with
Hmm.
many, many moons ago. Uh, but we found a few cemeteries and whatnot, and the cemeteries there are different from the ones in Texas,
Mm. Okay.
in that over in Louisiana they have to put concrete slabs on top of the graves,
Hmm.
and half of the graves is actually a concrete. They don't put the casket in the ground and then just pour dirt over it like we do here.
Yeah.
They actually have a concrete. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Casing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and they lower it down in there. Don't put anything on the casket. They just cover it up with concrete, and
Yeah.
that's how it is.
Hmm.
Some of these graves we were actually able to because people they like to break them, they like to move them, they like to
Mhm.
rob stuff.
Yep.
You could look down on some of these and actually see the bones,
Yeah.
and that's wow. I mean, first off, wow, you're seeing a person laying there. Secondly, who has that little amount of respect, if any at all, to do that to somebody's grave?
I know, it's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, speaking of here, there was a couple that were going around and going to pioneer cemeteries, and they're grave digging and robbing. They're
Wow.
taking jewelry, you name it, and they were finally caught. And it's amazing what they grabbed. It just
Mm-hmm.
and you sit there and go, how can you be so fucking disrespectful? Honestly,
It's
this
straight up selfishness. Excuse me, hold on.
like for crying out loud, it's somebody's resting spot. Well, they don't need it anymore. That's not the attitude you can take.
Well, it's not the point. Sure, they're
Yeah.
dead,
Yeah.
but they have surviving family, and
Yeah.
it's a spit in their face
Yeah.
to do that to their family member that they've lost. I mean,
Exactly.
they may not be crying every day, but there is still a small amount of grieving for somebody that you've known,
Yeah.
and now they're just gone.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly. It's baffles. I shouldn't say it baffles my mind, but I mean, the way humans are today, like today, it's amazing what people are capable of. And,
mm-hmm.
you know, uh, it's just amazing. But, yeah, you don't like to see that, and you don't like to hear
No.
about that, but people do it. It's just, I get, people might be desperate or whatever else, but damn, come on.
No. And half of them aren't even desperate. They just want to steal.
Opportunist.
Yeah,
I know a good way, and it's pretty easy to get some coin.
exactly.
Nobody will even notice.
See, I won't have to worry about that. I told them whenever I die, sell me to science and get enough to go buy you a cheeseburger or something. You know, they'll donate me to science, and then science will probably donate me to Goodwill or something like that. It doesn't
Goodwill.
matter. Point is, I won't be grave robbed.
No, but you know what? More and more people now are not wanting to be buried, are not wanting to have a place where you can go and be remembered. It's more or
Hmm.
less scatter my ashes here.
Yeah,
Scatter my ashes here. This I'm happy with that, and you know what? You can come here and remember me that way.
yeah, and I'm kind of like that myself.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember who this quote is attributed to. They really don't know who said it. And you've heard me say it before. And this is paraquoting. They say you die twice.
Yeah.
One when your body dies, and the second time a little bit further down the road when somebody says your name for the very last time.
Mm, interesting. Yeah.
And if you look at it like that, what does a body or a grave matter?
I know, and you, I often think about this, and you sit there and you ponder. You go, look at, okay, so all that we're experiencing, being alive, if you will, the physical vessel that we are, experiencing that we're, uh, I guess driving or sailing or whatever, however you want to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you sit there and go, okay, when your time is going to come. I mean, obviously there are people that don't know it. It happens abruptly, but I mean, the people that do know it's coming, reflection, pondering sets in, and you're like, you go over all those moments that you experienced physically,
Yeah.
and you sit there and go, what was the point? I mean, these are great. I love these memories are awesome, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you sit there and go, all this for what? What? I mean, is it supposed to mean something? Is it supposed to Am I supposed to learn something from all this? You know,
Yeah. Um, no, sorry, I was reading what David said in chat, especially if we're going to be cremated by the sun anyway.
yeah, 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 exactly.
But and I brought it up here several times. You know, I study out of body experiences, near death experiences,
Mhm.
and I've been trying to read the Spirits book by Allan Kardec.
Yeah.
This is a 500-page book, and I get like 10 minutes out of the day to slowly read this thing. So it's taken me a long time to read it.
Hey,
Uh,
pedals.
how's it going, Pedals? Um, but it and almost all the near death experiences, some of them are fake. Okay,
Mm,
there's people out there for clout with that, so you got to be careful whenever you're looking into those.
absolutely.
But there are certain elements that line up, and they even line up with parts of the Quran and the Bible in particular.
Hmm.
Um, it all fits together like a puzzle, and that's what I'm trying to do is piece it together. And I'll probably, you know, do my own book about this later. Everybody's got a book. Uh, but long story short, it all says that we existed long before we got here.
Mm,
We come here because we are trying to progress the spirit.
hmm.
It has to learn, it has to evolve, it has to endure things, it has to experience.
Hmm.
Hang on to that word, experience.
Yep.
And the only way that you can do it is to be put in the hardships. And most of them, when they said that they left this body and they were in the real or home or whatever they wanted to call it, they have different names for it. It was like this life that they were in was 1,000 years ago.
Hmm.
Like it didn't even matter. It was
Yep.
like it was, but they retain all memory from it and all lessons from it. And not only do you get the lesson from everything you've done, you get to see yourself from the perspective of everybody you interacted with, every human, every animal, every bug. You see all of it, is what they say. And that is, if that's true, that is astonishing. Uh,
Yeah.
but it would give reason. Okay, you're trying to progress the spirit. Okay, that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Yep.
Can we prove that from here? No. Can Microsoft Word prove that you're sitting at your desk using it? No, it can't. It's within its environment, and we're outside of that.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me. I'm not saying that that's what's actually happening because I can't say one way or the other. But looking at all these different sources,
Hmm.
unrelated sources, completely. I mean, these people could not collaborate. If they were collaborating, then you and I would know how to do it as well because it would be that common.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, come on, James. We have a new device that we're going to announce to people here. We have a device that can detect human souls.
if that was the case, AT&T would be selling you airtime for it right now.
Hey, come on. It's like the telephone to the dead. Come on.
Oh yeah, yeah, they'd be selling for that too. If there was technology for that, folks, it wouldn't be on the shelf for the same price as a down payment of a car.
Yeah.
No, it would be like it would be a subscription. Somebody would be monetizing it. Somebody would have the rights.
Hmm.
It's just no. So when you see these devices in these online stores, don't waste your money.
No. No.
Because Steve, you and Alex, you both go out, you do ghost hunting, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It
Absolutely.
it's fun to do, and I'm not gonna lie about that. Going ghost hunting is fun. You know how technical I am. I still want to go out and do it because it's fun. You get to play with the gadgets. You get to spend time somewhere and not be bothered, and just maybe you'll get something. Who knows?
Hmm.
But yeah, just don't waste your time on stupid gadgets.
No, I mean, I, I can't tell you. There's probably like a handful of times that I've actually brought something in and said, you know what, I'm going to test this out. I'm going to see. I want to see. right? To see if this actually does work. I most likely it's not, but it just I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
And I have brought. So I'll tell you right now, I was in the middle of a hot fucking ghost box debate years ago,
Yeah.
with the Radio Shack hacks when they first started coming out.
Hmm.
And I was highly skeptical. I was just extremely skeptical. And I quite literally stood against a lot of them. In fact, I remember uh, working on. I was about to go work on a documentary actually in Maryland,
Okay.
on a old. Uh, an old ward called Henryton,
Hmm.
and just outside of Baltimore. And I was watching, one of the people involved with this documentary was renowned for her experimentation with the ghost box. And I, automatically I'm like, okay, I'm fucking very skeptical with this shit, but whatever. It's a job.
Hmm.
Whatever. I'm going to sit on the fence. I got to bite my tongue, whatever. That didn't last too long. I remember,
Hmm.
because she was posting all this shit on her YouTube channel. I remember this years ago. Going in and, showing people the amount of evidence that she was collecting in this place. And I'm like, that place is amazing. But for fuck's sakes, a lot of
Hmm.
this shit you're posting is not evidence. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
And you can explain, you try to explain it. It's like, no, you don't know what you're talking. No, it's not me that doesn't know what I'm talking about. It's the person posting this shit.
Yeah.
Anyhow, of course, that job didn't last too long. I'm fine. That's fine. Move on. But oh my God, it blew right up. I'm telling you, I'll tell you at the time, this is how big it got.
Hmm.
At the time, I was working on a project with a guy named Robbie Thomas,
Okay.
who is a well-known psychic,
Uh,
who's been hired by the police to crack cases and so on and so
mhm.
on. Hey, MA, how's it going? Um, and another person involved with the project who was a part of Ghost Hunters, Brian Harnwaz,
Mhm.
was also involved with it. And I remember this fallout getting to be so fucking bad. Like, I mean, I couldn't believe the extent this person would go to getting all these people involved in this backlash. I'm like, you want to talk about drama? Like, you got to be fucking kidding me here. This is
Oh
fucking
yeah,
stupid,
they got to
right?
sell it and sell it hard.
Oh yeah, but whatever. It just it was getting nowhere, so I just said, fuck this. I'm not. It's just it's pointless.
It is sometimes, but if you don't have some kind of opposition, they're just going to completely take over, and the entire idea of paranormal is going to be about as much as wrestling or a magic show. And we're
Well,
trying to find truth.
yeah, and a lot of people, and this is the reality of it. At that time, people were like really coming, hammering down on guys like Brian Harnwaz.
Hmm.
Run, dude, run. He was the run, dude, run guy. It's like, fuck that, I'm out of here. Hey, fake shit. Well, it's a fucking TV show. What the fuck do you want? But
They have to be entertaining.
in reality, he was a fucking sensible guy when it came to paranormal investigating. right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I liked about him. But he got such a bad rap because of the show,
Yeah.
and I don't. Hey, look it. I don't blame people for giving him the bad rap. I mean, that's what happens. But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the backlash, it just you learn early on that it's just not worth it. But this is all on the ghost box, and like I said, I myself and Alex with the show have always been very skeptical with all that shit, always.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you have to be rational. You have to rationalize this stuff because if you don't, it's like the
Mm-hmm.
wild west, and people will utilize that to their advantage,
Yeah.
and monetary gain and everything else. If there is no opposition, as you said,
Mm-hmm.
there has to be opposition.
Exactly. And most of it, it's not. You have so many different facets. I mean,
Yeah.
you'd have to have a large flow chart or a tree to try to figure out all the different facets of paranormal because it is a huge umbrella term. And for
Yep.
every factual facet of it, you have a parody or pure entertainment facet of it. And it all gets complicated because for the general public, they don't distinguish between the two. Um, but here's the thing: is people that are trying to find out the truth, they're not that worried about the general public.
No.
The entertainers, they absolutely certainly are.
Hmm.
But also, if you have the entertainers out there that are faking things, you know they're faking it.
Hmm.
It's a discredit to everybody else who's trying to find the truth, you and
Absolutely.
me included.
Absolutely.
And
Wholeheartedly.
yeah, I mean, there has to be a position. Is it going to be perfect? No, it's never going to be perfect because it's humans. You know.
James, the reason why I think I continue with this is because, and likewise with you, I'm sure,
Hmm.
is that the way you look at it. You look, something's going on. It's just a matter of yet to be explained,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, that's the whole point. The whole point is to learning and understanding and trying to explain, but not being irresponsible about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I I
Exactly.
just I just outright hate people, and I'm going to tell you, and I've said this. I bear no bones with calling out people that absolutely say they have evidence
Hmm.
or proof, and you're really not providing that.
Yeah.
You know?
Here's one that I can talk about. I've had other things. It was a message forum on Facebook,
Yeah.
and it was about paranormal.
Hmm.
Somebody had posted a picture and circled something in the background over a woman's head and said, "Here's the black shadow we were telling you about. That's always in this hallway."
Yeah.
So I look at the photo. I turn it black and white. I turn it sepia. I turn it negative.
Hmm.
I turn every other color, and every single time it looked nothing more like than a strand of her hair because it was right off the top of her head, and there was strands of hair just everywhere. It was really messy hair.
Yeah.
So I was like, this doesn't look like a shadow. This looks like her hair.
Yep.
And here's a few different examples of why I believe that. I was saying, here's why I think this. It does not appear to be a spirit. It's most likely Occam's razor. Thank you very much. Here's your award. It's hair.
Yeah.
I got chewed up one side, down the other. What are you, the site debunker here? Do you not believe in any of this? And you don't know this, and you didn't prove anything with any of this. And it was like, Jesus Christ, slow down. You didn't
Yeah.
prove anything either, buddy.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you get that. They you have the people that want the fame, so they're going to fake stuff. He didn't fake any of this. Okay,
Yeah.
it wasn't fake. It was misunderstood.
Mhm.
but everybody wants to have that piece of evidence. They want to be the one to find the real thing. I get that.
Oh yeah,
It's understandable. We
Ab-
all want the proof to come out.
absolutely, absolutely. No, well, that's the thing. Um, and I mean, you, myself, like pretty much anybody out there, want to know what's going on.
Hmm.
We do. I mean, let's face it. I mean, it's the question that defies, you know, every form of logic right now. And we're it's just it's like, okay, well, we'll know the truth when our time comes. Oh, will we? Will we? Will we
An
really?
assumption.
Will we know? Will all everything be answered when our time comes? We don't know that, right? I mean, we
It's
don't
an
know.
assumption.
It's an assumption, and we don't know that what we're dealing with is dead loved ones. We don't know
Right.
that. We have no idea. But that's just something that's been ages old, put into play
Hmm.
because of things that have been found. And I think primarily when you look at you look at biblical texts and the spirit and terminology of ghosts and so on
Hmm.
and so on, that they do exist, and you know don't toil with them, that because that's evil. You shouldn't be making contact because it's evil to do that.
Right.
And all this kind of stuff. I don't know about you, but you don't know anything about humans, do you? We're like we're worse than cats when it comes to curiosity. Of course we're going to toil with it.
Yeah. Well, I know where that comes from. I got like 3 minutes before I got to hop off
Yeah,
here.
yeah, no
Uh,
problem.
I know where that stems from, and it's a logical thing. And this also goes along with everything I've been reading and NDE, blah, blah,
Hmm.
blah.
Yep,
I'm just going to say my study.
yep.
Um, this goes along with the study. This is something you find in the Bible. I don't know if it's in the Quran or not. I got to double check that. Um, the point is that if you're trying to communicate with spirits, communicate with, uh-oh, trouble just showed up. There's trouble.
Yeah.
Just as I'm about to get off here, man. But the point is, communicate with source,
Yep,
communicate with the Father, the God, whatever you want to call him. Most of them call him source because he's the source.
yep.
Um, and it's not even really him. They say him, but there's really no gender, is what they say.
Hmm.
He's both masculine and feminine at the same time. It's really weird.
Yep.
Uh, but yeah, that's what they say. Don't talk to these other spirits because they can't help you. That you have the potential of lying, using you, whatever. Talk to him,
Hmm.
not them, and
Yep.
that's where that stems from, and it makes sense.
I'm going to quote you now in God is trans.
Well, if he's everything, yeah,
Yeah.
He's both masculine and feminine,
Yeah.
yeah,
and
it has to be.
neither one at the same
Yeah.
time.
Like May says
Back and
down there.
forth.
No,
And on a
most of us call the
Tuesday,
source God.
he's a cat.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, that's why we have rain and lightning. He's knocking it off the table. It's landed on us.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. How you doing, Matt?
Pretty good, thanks. Yeah, I heard you were going off, so I thought, well, if he's carrying on, I'll give him somebody to speak to.
There you go. Yes, he needs some entertainment there. Long time no see, Matt. Good to see you. Good to see you're doing well.
And you, nice to speak to you.
Still kicking, still alive. I just I don't have the camera set up, but at least the microphone's always hooked up. But I
Mr.
gotta jump out of here. I gotta go up the road a little ways for a few hours, and then I'll be back in the evening. Probably not going to be back in here because the air conditioner is still out in my office, and it is
It's
hot.
Is it as hot as in the UK? The UK is pretty hot. You're pretty humid there, eh, Matt?
I just haven't been going out the last couple of days. I've just been sitting in the air conditioner. It's lovely. I wouldn't know that it's all going on because it has been horrible heat wave weather. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's been
incredible. Yeah.
insane there. It's been insane. So I was asking Mr. Wills was in chat. So fresh off bases. How was that? How was bases?
It was good. Yeah, it was interesting. There were a couple of people who were interested in crop circles who, when they heard my talk, they were sort of like, "Oh my god, this guy makes them." So that was good for them to kind of learn a different perspective. And yeah, I think I changed some people's minds in the audience. Some people came up to me afterwards and said, I did actually believe crop circles were. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, see you later, James. Thanks for
Oh.
popping in.
Well, he did warn us.
Yeah,
He did warn us before pulling out.
he melted. He melted.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Good, and of course, I've been enjoying the drone footage that you've been putting up there of the crop circles. How do you know? Are you just how do you know they're there? The people have told you that they've witnessed them there, and you just go check it out? I mean, that's pretty cool.
Well, there's a website which deals with all of this. It's got all of them on there, and but I used to know about them before they went on the website because I would either be part of the people making them, so I knew where they were going to be.
Yeah.
And we obviously do our own drone stuff really early in the morning, so we had the first footage of these things. Or some of the people who were making them would tell me that they were going to be there in the morning, so be there first thing. Make sure you get it before the farmer potentially cuts it out. You get some farmers being a little bit like that. So,
and as you're mentioning too, that there's not as many now because a lot of you not making them anymore. But I mean that's kind of sad, isn't it? I mean, they're just, I don't know, far and few between now.
It is sad in a respect. I hope that there would be more people kind of jump in and take up the reins, but it hasn't quite happened that way. So I mean, there were some years where you'd have like 100 circles in a year, and now in the last couple of years it's been like 7 circles. I mean, this year so far, it's 4 circles.
Wow. And is it always in the general, like the same area sort of thing?
These ones were a little bit out of the way. Not that they haven't been heard to be out that way, but it seems to be in a kind of there's one in Avebury, but it's very small. That one was in rapeseed and wouldn't have taken long for anyone to do that. It's looking very messy at the moment because the rape has grown out and it's kind of turning brown. The other ones, they're almost like in a straight line. I don't know if somebody's done that on purpose, but they're like in a straight line from each other, and they're much further south than we would normally be having them in this area. So, yeah, and one of them's been cut out by the farmer. That one I didn't manage to film, so I was told it had been cut out the day before. So,
yeah, fascinating. Like, I mean, it's really neat, the drone footage of them, and I the music too that you've been putting in with them, really, really cool.
Yeah, I was always told to keep the time down when I used to do them, and they were being submitted for the crop circle connector. I was told, don't make them too long. People ain't gonna watch it. It's boring. And I'm like, yeah, but it's an experience. For the people who literally love these things. To me, it was like an artistic sort of experience to kind of fly around them and show the landscape, and then zoom in and zoom out, and do overhead orbits and all this. And putting it to long music, I felt that, there was an audience for that. People would actually watch it. So what I used to do is I used to do 2 versions sometimes. I do the short version just to kind of, so people can see the main bits. And then I would do a 10-minute long, sort of epic, homage to that circle. And yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, again, kind of envious because you don't have that kind of stuff here, and it's really neat to see that you're able to go out and film this stuff. And yeah, it definitely gives you a different perspective, because I mean, somebody over here would just go, oh, crop circles, that's pretty cool, and that's it, and they just get a couple photos or whatever else. But the drone footage and the music and everything else, that really really gives it a totally different dimension. So really cool. And
Yeah, well, that's it. Tried my best. They, the owners of the site that you would get me to do them used to moan at me, and they'd say like, "We want them now. We want them now. We don't want you doing this like epic sort of thing." And it's like it doesn't take that much longer to kind of for me to edit something that's visually nice. And I mean, most of it's done in one shot. So I mean, like if I've got 15 minutes of footage, I'm just going to trim it at each end, down
Mhm.
to like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And they would scream and be like, "We want it quicker, we want it quicker, so make it smaller. Why do you have to make them all like so cinematic?" And it's like, yeah, because it's cinematic. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, hey, I think I appreciate it. I like the how they're presented. So I mean, between the music and I think the one you shot there, it's really cool how you got the morning sun just peering above, and then you got a little bit of a haze in the background, and it's really cool.
Are these the ones done recently? Because that was
No,
evening. No.
no. This is I think one of the ones that you did. I think it was 7 years ago. You did for the Crop Circle Connect. What is it? Crop Circle.
Optical connector, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think it was one of those ones, and it was really neat how you're coming right in over the valley, and then you're approaching the crop circle, and in the distance you have the morning sun, and then you got a little bit of a haze still there. It was really neat. And of course the music really highlights the visuals. So yeah, really cool, really cool.
Well, if I can find a way to do it, I've got a playlist of the crop circles from that channel that people can go and have a look at. Let me just get a shareable link.
Hmm.
I'll stick it in. There's 176 crop circles that I filmed for
Yeah,
that channel.
check them out. They're really cool. I mean, I've been watching them. I was watching a few of them this morning, and going, these are really cool, man. I mean, I know you posted them before, but I never really looked at them. And I said, because you just recently posted a few, and I'm like, watching those, and then I'm going, I go check some of the older ones out. Yeah, really cool, really cool.
There's even like a 2 hour show I did, which we put on in a local cinema, and that one was edited to like the nth degree with sort of music that I really liked myself, which I couldn't get. You get copyright strikes on if I tried to do that and put it on YouTube, but because it was being done in a cinema, I actually sort of, I don't know if I uploaded that onto YouTube, but if it's there, um, go and watch that one.
Yeah.
That one's a good one.
So, bases. I mean, what is it? Is it all about disclosure? I mean, what is bases? What is it?
It's a bit of everything, really. It can deal with UFOs, but it can deal with the paranormal, and there's been people there talking about pyramids and
Mm,
discoveries, around pyramids and um, stone circles, mysteries of mysteries of where they come from, and there's one talk by Maria Wheatley was talking about. I think they call them the beaker people. They've got very elongated heads,
oh wow.
and they believe they may have been a different race, may have
Mm,
been from the aliens, and they've got these like really long sort of like heads. And
okay.
then some people in the scientific or mainstream would say that that was head shaping,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay.
but these things have been found in fetal babies. Sort of there's all sorts of yeah, there's a lot of evidence to say that these were a different race of people.
Hmm.
Where they came from and where they disappeared to is not known.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I remember reading about that a while ago. That's
although I had a weird piece of footage once. I was sitting in my car. It's on. Uploaded it on the channel. Nothing to do with me thinking this was Beaker people, but now I think about it, it was kind of weird because this girl was sitting in a car,
Mm,
and I looked over and I thought, what's going on with her head? Is she deformed or something? Whoa, she's like, got elephantitis or something.
mm.
And her head went really far back.
Oh, wow.
And it had like she was covering it up with like a um what do you call it? Like a head wrap or something. She's
Yeah.
covering it up, but you could see there was something going on there, and I was like, "Whoa!" So I secretly filmed this girl. I was like, "That is so weird. Maybe she is one of these secret attendants of managed to catch one of them still
Uh,
alive to this day."
did you manage to bump into Ben Emlyn Jones? I noticed he was there as well.
Yeah, he was there. He was there giving a talk about skeptics
Mm,
and what skeptics do, and yeah, well, we all get cheesed off with skeptics because they're rather poor arguments they make to
mm.
dismiss things, and they just take it as given that everything should be dismissed. There's no validity in anything, so why should I even bother? That type of
Yeah,
attitude,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So yeah,
They're not doing the hard research, right? You guys
well,
do the hard
yeah,
research, and then all of a sudden it's just totally dismissed as being hogwash.
yeah. And one of the names that wasn't mentioned, I brought it up. I said, "Oh, what about Neil deGrasse Tyson?" I mean, it's kind of like he's backpedaling now. The government are talking about UAPs being real, isn't it? Because he's
uh,
been a big skeptic. I mean, uh, what's he going to say? Well, these things are defying physics.
mm,
They've got propulsion systems that we cannot explain. But you're still going to say, "Oh, well, it just must be government stuff that we don't know about." And it's like, still, really try hard to dig your heels in to say that it's not extraterrestrial, which is the simplest answer,
yeah,
really. Hmm.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really intriguing. Like, it's funny because it's not funny, but these conferences and some of the people and the different avenues they sort of bring, and I find it really intriguing that there's always somebody that brings something a little different that from the, I guess, the mainstream kind of discussions that are really going on. There's always that little niche area that people will go, "Oh wow, never heard of that. That's actually really cool." And I know you were saying, talking about the Beaker people, right? I mean, things like that, I think are really cool. That bringing that to somebody's consciousness that may not have an idea of, oh, I've never heard of that. That's really really cool, right? So yeah, I find it really cool to I don't know, cover stuff like that because I mean, a lot of people cover the necessities, the things that everybody's kind of talking about. So it's always nice to sort of cover something that really doesn't get as much, I guess, attention as the much larger components, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like conferences always have because you get that kind of visceral information, and it sticks with you. It's one thing to watch a documentary on TV, and
Mhm.
a lot of them are kind of a bit wishy-washy sometimes, and it's good to be there with the people that are actually doing the research, so you get that kind of very direct connection, and I think things tend to stick with me a little bit more when I'm
Well,
when I'm at a live event rather than just sort of zoning out to watching another documentary on.
Well, you tend to pick things
Yeah,
apart, right, with that stuff, but, I mean, when you're with when like you were saying, with people that are involved with the research and everything else, you're just not, learning about the research, but you're actually getting to know the person a little better and, hey, this is actually really, really makes sense, right? I mean, the people do, I guess a lot of it does deal, come up to the person who's doing the research, and they're kind of, they're, what do they stand to gain out of this kind of research? I mean, why are they, so passionate about it? And I think that's really adds a lot more to the encounter. Hey, Panda, how's it going? Yeah, I mean I'd love to go to something. I mean, we do have things here, but yeah, they're kind of wishy washy. They're not really really intense, and really bringing something different to the landscape, I think. I mean, every once in a while you'd have these big conferences that have, some of the big guys, but again, it's like, they're talking about the same stuff over and over again. It's nothing really different. I mean, talk about the advancements, talk about the end game, you're bringing the same thing you brought last year, sort of thing, or to the conference, 2 years ago, you know? So it's always nice to see something a little bit more refreshing and new and intriguing, because I don't know about you, but I I mean, do you think that that landscape is kind of like, okay, we're kind of like back to square one, nothing really new, nothing really advancing, really nothing really intriguing, and I think people are kind of losing interest, maybe?
I don't think people are losing interest, especially where we are with the potentials for disclosure. But
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I think in some respects, there's so much information out there,
yeah,
and there's so much that you can look at, and documentaries and books and information. I think it's kind of overwhelming, really.
mhm,
Um, and when you've kind of been hearing a lot of it, you can get somebody comes out and says, "Well, I was abducted as well." And it's like, "Okay, cool. But I've heard about abductions, so just add it to the list." And it's
yeah,
kind of like, "Well, I saw a UFO too," and it's like, "Yeah, add that one to the list." It is what it is. I mean, we've heard about it for a very long time. I mean, it's where does it move the needle? Um, so I mean, I this is why I kind of took a back seat to doing the UFO stuff, because I'd been involved in it heavily for many years, and I couldn't see that there was much happening to move it forward. But
mhm,
recently, the disclosure stuff, I think, has actually come close, closer than we have ever
yeah,
really come to getting the information that we need. But we seem to be kind of stuck on that precipice just before the leap off. And I mean, I feel like I've been stuck in that precipice for about 30 odd years now, waiting
yeah.
for that next step. But we need that next step. And I think humanity as a whole needs to kind of wake up to the realities that we're not alone. There's definitely something there. They've been visiting us, many different species, probably. And, we just need to kind of wake up to this and kind of find our place in the universe.
And I mean, when you say they, it's just like, okay, and that's what we want to understand, is it, people will go, well, aliens, grays, whatever, or is it quite possibly us, coming back from the future, or time slipping, or whatever, with technology obviously far more advanced than what we have now, hence making us think that, oh, maybe they're from a different planet or whatever else. I mean, I think that's the intrigue, and ultimately, what do they stand to gain? Why are they coming here, sort of thing, right?
Well, yeah, I think the big problem that they may have in wanting to reveal what's been going on is because of the abductions.
Yeah,
That we are uh, considered important enough to be manipulated.
yeah,
Our genes are being taken, our eggs are being taken, sperms being taken, modified, modified versions of us are being created somewhere, and the government knows all about this. And
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the big problem, is that, if you reveal, yes, they're here, you also have to reveal what they've been doing whilst they've been here. Now, that's the bit that I don't think they want to kind of go into.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, Jesse, not Jesse, was it, what was her name? Hang on. Sorry, Laura Eisenhower was speaking at this conference. She's an American. She's the great granddaughter of Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I mean, oh boy, was she off the deep end with the stuff that she was coming out with, because she was talking about various races of aliens, what's going on, the manipulation. Bit off the deep end with some of this space soldier stuff, saying that, she was what she says is she was literally going to be taken into some sort of project and taken off world, by the American government, and that we've got bases on other planets. I mean, I find some of it a little bit hard to kind of process, but it's not impossible. But when you sort of combine all this together with the fact that her great grandfather was party to possible treaties done with extraterrestrials for
Yeah.
exchanges of technology,
Hmm.
and that human beings were sold out as part of the deal.
Exactly.
We
Man.
were actually offered up, they wanted to experiment with us.
Mhm.
And in order to give the technology, it's like, well, we'll take some of your people. And without their knowledge, people started getting abducted and taken and experimented on. And it had been going on, but without permission from us.
Mhm.
But basically, they just signed an agreement that said, well, all right, we'll get something back from this as well. If we don't interfere with you doing it, we'll allocate a certain amount of people who can be abducted and disappeared as well to the aliens. And we will just turn a blind eye to it. But what may have happened is that the aliens did it a lot more than the agreement went to.
And I
So,
mean, let's face it. I mean, we could sign whatever and expect whatever, but I mean, ultimately they they have the upper hand. So it's just they've got the technology, but maybe it's like, oh well, we have to figure out how they are surviving on this planet, if you will, and we need to sustain that ourselves. So we need to understand their genetic makeup or whatever, and how you know they're carbon based. Okay, well we're not, and we got to kind of figure out what we can do to sort of help our race survive and take over, if you will. Oh, what a beautiful planet. But they may think it's a hellhole, because to us it like may be beautiful, but to them it's like, this is wretched, you know. Oh, so many different variables. But the thing is, why ultimately, why do they want to experiment on us? Is it reproduction, or is it how are they actually surviving on this planet, sort of thing?
well, one of the ideas that was put forward by Laura Eisenhower was that they don't have the ability to remote view and see forward and backwards in time. Apparently, human beings have this ability, and that's what they're trying to carve out of us and create hybrids, which are kind of like a halfway between them
Mhm.
and us, that have the capacities for telepathy and things that they can do,
Mhm.
but with the ability to time travel. That's what she was putting forward, to be able to see into the future and see into the past.
Hmm. Interesting.
So yeah, not sure how much of that is correct, but interesting point of view.
Well, and that's the beauty of it, right? I mean, because a lot of this isn't known, we're treading unknown territory. I mean, anything is in play, anything's possible, right?
Yeah, but I mean, is this why the government can't tell us. That is it because they've done some sort of deal with extraterrestrials, and they've got technologies that really, if you think in terms of have people been sold out,
Yeah.
literally sold out bodies of people, treated as cattle, um, then that's going to be a big admit, isn't it?
A big admit, and a lot of people will be, yeah, pissed. What? How could you do this sort of thing?
Yeah.
And revolting. And because I mean, quite literally, I mean, what were they saying? I think they were saying that worldwide, I think the average amount of people that go missing is about 1 million people. I think they were saying roughly each year. So you kind of sit there and go, okay, where are they going to? I mean, and how much of those people are actually people that might have been abducted
Yeah.
for this? I mean, we don't know. I mean, 1 million people, it may not seem like a lot to the billions, but I mean, it's a lot of people.
Yeah, and disappearing without trace. I
Yeah.
mean, you do see these shows of people who've accidentally kind of run their cars into the river and their bodies get found later on and things like that. But I mean, uh, yeah, sort of people suiciding themselves, no body turns up. Where are they going? What's the possibilities for this? People being murdered and the bodies hidden.
Mhm.
Are they suiciding themselves? Are they, accidentally ending up somewhere where they're not found? But I mean, it's a large amount of people, and yeah, it is a bit of a mystery.
And I mean, not to mention, I mean, the whole cattle mutilation flap that was playing out. I mean, that extended to human mutilation. I mean, there's another sort of thing that where people were turning up mutilated and unexplainable, and saying, okay, well, how the hell? I mean, we don't have the instruments to do this kind of precision. What's going on?
I wasn't too sure about the human mutilation side of things when I
Yeah.
looked at some of that because um, there was certainly some shenanigans in the way the information was being presented.
Yeah.
I've not been convinced that human mutilations have been happening, and I think that the cattle mutilation is still a mystery. I
Hmm.
stand by that, but
Yeah.
not so sold on the human stuff. I mean, there was a lot of it being touted as going on in the UK, and I looked into quite a bit of it, and it didn't stand up.
Well, I know there was obviously a huge amount of flap with the one particular case in Brazil in the 90s, right? That I
Yeah,
know a lot of flap. But when you looked at things, it's like, I don't know, decompose, and they have those what are they, water snakes, I believe, those little tiny water snakes that can penetrate the skin by drilling into the skin. I forget what they're called now, exactly, but whatever. I mean, and then there was that other one that was pretty popular there for a while. The one in Pennsylvania, the guy, the farmer that was found in the tree, totally. They're like, how the fuck did this guy get into the tree? Up in the tree, if he, his clothes torn off, and everything, obviously traumatic sort of body injuries that suggest that this guy was like examined in a certain way. It's like, how the hell did he get in a tree? I mean, I don't know.
yeah. I think there was some photos coming out of Brazil which were
Yeah.
questionable as well
Yeah.
because they did actually say that some of this was from cartel type activity whereby they were mutilating the bodies of the people that they in gangs that they didn't
Yeah.
like. So, and a lot of this was put forward as human mutilations by an unknown source, and people were saying, well, no, these are police photos of gang activity.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunate that people would try to tout that as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's and again, I could see why when all this sort of this flap was gaining sort of steam, where the UFO community was like, don't pay attention to that, it's just all rubbish, right? Whereas the cattle mutilation was kind of rattling that scene too. But I mean, at the same time, more and more people were embracing it because it doesn't make sense. Other than, quite possibly this is what's happening.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing with the cattle, I think as well, not only was the blood missing, but the bodies wouldn't decay and animals wouldn't try to predate on the animals, which is an odd feature, because if you get a dead body of an animal, you're going to get predators, like and scavengers are going to kind of rip bits off it, and that wouldn't happen, which is why would that happen? So that was always interesting to me, that side of it. But yeah, even though I've kind of had my run-ins with some of the people who did some of that research, no names mentioned, but yeah.
I mean, did you guys? I don't know what that scenario was it quite common in the UK? Cattle mutilation?
Not at all.
No?
No. Well, there were people putting it around that there were cattle mutilations in the UK, but I don't think the evidence was ever gathered to a high enough standard to kind of say that that was really what was going on. There were sheep and photographs of sheep, and sort of like bits of the skull exposed. It looked similar, but again, this stuff has to be taken seriously. You have to kind of get a proper examination of these things before you start making these claims. You can't just take a photo where something's predated on the jaw and then say, oh yeah, that's just exactly the same as the American phenomena, and take that as read. As a UFO researcher, are you qualified to make some of those statements? And I don't think there was enough work done to kind of validate it.
And that's the key word. Are you qualified? Right? I mean, a lot of people dismiss that and go, what do you mean qualified? And that's across the board with anything in ufology and paranormal and all this kind of stuff. Are you qualified to read the evidence? Are you qualified to study and critique and criticize and scrutinize this evidence? Are you qualified? And I find that, not just with critiquing, criticizing, and scrutinizing it, but the presenting it. Right? I mean, what do you have background wise to prove this is evidence? You don't. And that's, I think, the first thing that people really don't look at and really realize that. I mean, if you're going to present this stuff, make sure you're able to back it up to a certain extent. And they don't.
Yeah, and this is the human mutilation stuff. There was never any evidence put forward. It was just stories.
Yeah.
And there were photographs which were supposedly of mutilated bodies, and one of the persons involved in this apparently, but again, I never saw any evidence that the person who put the forwards for was real.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of like obscured. But there was a story that these human mutilated bodies were sort of alien things, and then the police swooped down on the person because he was ex-military, and apparently these might have been photos from a war zone. So
yeah,
and they were being passed off as alien mutilations. But I mean, even that story, I don't know whether that story was real, which is why I think it's all very flaky, because the guy disappears. All you have is photos. You have a story that the guy exists, which we don't know the guy exists, and we don't know whether or not he got stepped on by the police. So it's all just stories on top of stories on top of stories. Nothing to back it up. And coming from rather shady sources that were less than I would consider reputable, to be honest. So
Mhm.
that's why I don't take it seriously from the UK anyway.
Yeah. I mean, here there was a little bit of a flap about cats being mutilated. Actually, there was a rash of cats being mutilated here in a short period of time that were concerning people. And people go, well, cats are not cows, but the fact was the way they were being mutilated, it was pretty much in the same sort of vein as the cow. But it's like, I mean, and again, this was a thing. I mean, cats and dogs at one point were sort of a part of that as well, but not as it wasn't as publicized as the cow mutilations. But here, I know there was a string of strange cat mutilations that didn't make sense, and it's like, okay, is there some fucking sick and twisted person out there doing this to the cats? I mean, obviously that's your first sort of scenario, right? I mean, there's some sick and twisted person killing these poor little cats. I don't know if it was ever proven that that's was the case. I don't know, but I mean, and again, that's you got to think about that with the cows too. I mean, like, you're a sick individual if that's the case, right?
Yeah, I mean, there is quite a lot of theft of animals in the UK, and a lot of cats go missing, cats predominantly.
Yeah.
Some people surmise that they may be being put into food,
Mm, mhm.
and you know where those types of fingers get pointed at,
Yeah.
sort of some types of restaurants and things like that, where it's not considered in some cultures to be a problem to use dogs and cats in food.
Mhm, mhm.
So they are sort of their fingers are pointed in that direction, but I don't think there's ever been a mass investigation to kind of catch these people
Mm,
and do anything about it. So it's kind of myth bordering on myth. I think
yeah.
we don't have anything to actually prove it, but
Mhm.
yeah, there's a lot of pets do go missing, and of course, you know, pets are stolen to sell on,
Yeah.
which is one possibility. But yeah, I'm just having a look now for animal mutilations in the UK. All it's saying is, I mean, there have been
Mhm.
um, people, caught for criminal offences of actually slashing. That was a thing that went on. I'm not sure how prolific it is in the UK now, but there was animal slashers.
Yeah.
So it wasn't mutilations, but I mean there were people going out and actually, stabbing and mutilating, but not in
Mm,
the same way as the alien mutilation. There was a spate of that was going on for a while,
yeah. Yeah, it's
and
yeah, it's sad regardless of what it is. It's just too bad, especially with the amount of it that has gone on in the past. It's sad. Whatever animal it is, it's horrible.
yeah.
It's horrible. But anyways, Matt, I got to call this. But I don't know if you're around Saturday night, Saturday evening. I might do a birthday stream. I don't know, whatever. If you're not doing anything, you're more than welcome to pop in. I'll send you the link.
Send me the link, but remember that, like today, I didn't know the show was on because I don't always read the links for several hours till
Yeah,
after the
yeah,
show's
yeah.
finished.
I'll send you a voice message or whatever, and whatever it
Well,
is.
even that won't get heard. Sometimes you have to ring me and just say,
I'll ring you.
"There you go, there you go." I'm really that bad. I mean, I've several times you've sent me links, and several times I probably could have come on, but I didn't. I didn't read it in time. So
I did send you something about DJI Mav 4 Pro.
I've replied to that one.
Okay, I'll
Yes,
look at it.
Yes, that is a very good deal. That's better than we can buy them brand new in the UK. That's
Really?
cheaper. Yeah.
Okay,
And
good.
that is the flagship. That is the highest of the high Mavic 4 Pro.
So it's well worth it then.
Yeah, it shoots in 6K resolution. It can go up to,
Yeah.
and it also shoots in a new mode, which is H.265 All Eye mode, which is the next step would be RAW. You know, so it's kind of like the closest to kind of RAW that you can get. So it's apparently impeccable camera on it. I've seen some of the footage. It does look very good. It's got a very high dynamic range, shoots in log, and up to 51 minutes flying time on one battery. So very
Oh,
good.
wow. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
a combo pack too. So I mean, you get
Extra batteries, and
extra
you get
batteries and
the creator combo pack comes with a special screen as well, which flips up, and it's actually a much larger screen.
awesome. Yeah. Okay. So that yeah, I was and I do remember you mentioning that one before in our conversation. So I might splurge. I might splurge and grab some. So or
I would
grab
love
one.
one. Can't quite afford one.
You
Yeah.
know what? I say that too. I can't really afford it, but then I go, you know what? I
You only live once.
you only live once, so maybe I'll just see what I
Or do
can
you?
do. Well, hey, exactly.
Yeah. I'll get one in my next life. I think.
Yeah.
I'll get the new version.
The new version. All right, my friend. Thank you for popping. I really appreciate it. And always great talking with you, Matt.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks. Nice speaking to you. All the
All
best,
right.
folks.
All
Bye.
right, guys. Take care. And we'll see you later. Goodbye.